So learning is a natural process. It's completely automatic. You will learn whatever you need to learn because you have to survive in life. It's the extension of the skill of survival. Um,
Mm.
you survive and you learn. You learn from your experience. You learn from what you do right and what you do wrong. Um, and so the idea that you need to focus on teaching people how to learn is absolutely ridiculous. It's like teaching people how to walk. No, the kids get it pretty quickly all by themselves, right? You know, um, it's like if there's a group of kids and you give them a ball, they will start to play a game. You don't need to teach them how to play a game. They'll just make up their own game and they'll go and play it, right? You don't need to focus on teaching learning. That's completely irrelevant. That's just an attempt to micromanage the universe and control everything. It's just silly. And it's not what you learn, it's what you do with what you learn that matters. It's the ability to filter the information. It's the useful versus the useless. It's the relevant versus the
Mm.
irrelevant. It's what you can work with and can control against what you can't control and what doesn't really matter, and what you should just try to ignore as much as is possible so that you can get on with doing your own thing. And so knowing what to do with the information matters, and this is an environmental knowledge, and this is what we need to teach the kids. um, um, and where adults fail a lot of the time is they're just not aware of what's going on in the environment. They're not able to filter the information. They're not able to decide what matters, what's important. And the most classic example of this, and where children and maybe all people can learn it the most, is in sport. And you see it in football, with the art of the fact that if you watch the top 10 players in the world, then you will see that they're scanning the game the whole time. They're looking over their left shoulder, they're looking over their right shoulder, and they're trying to anticipate what is going to happen next. They're looking at everything. They're not just performing their own role within the game. They're looking at what other people are doing and where they can cover for other people, and deciding what is important in that moment, because what matters very often changes, especially through the flow of a game. And sport is where children can learn this best. It's where they can very quickly understand that some things are more important than other things, and it changes constantly. The ebb and flow of a game. In the first half, this team is better. In the second half, the other team is better. You change your tactics, you change your skill, you change your players, you change your positions, you change your effort, you change your attitude, you change your focus. And all these things are environmental. And this is one of the skills that I work on very hard with my children. And it's actually a very, very simple skill to use. And essentially, firstly, you have to have it within yourself, but it's something that it's pretty easy to learn and to pick up. Go anywhere, go to a park, um, or just drive in a car and park your car somewhere, or whatever, and you say to your son or your daughter or your children, you say, look around.
Mm.
And they go, why have we stopped here? What are we doing here? And you say to them, look around. And they're like, all right, what? What? I said, I say to them, look around. Tell me what you can see. Tell me what's happening. Describe to me everything that's going on around about. Become instantly aware of your environment. What is there? Buildings, houses, trees, grass, animals, people. Look at everything. Now tell me what's happening. Tell me why these things are there. Why is that building there? Why are those trees there? Why is that road there? Why is that person there? Look at that person. Look at that person. What are they wearing? Why are they wearing that? What does that mean? Look at the way they're standing. Why are they standing like that? What does that tell you about them? Um, this ability to scan the environment and process what information is important. For example, Look at these people around about. Who's dangerous? Which of these people is dangerous? Which of these people are a threat to you? Which of these people are no threat to you at all? Who should you be careful of? Who should you be aware of? What kind of car is that person driving? Why are they driving that car? What does that car tell you about them? What kind of shoes are they wearing? What does that tell you about them? Yeah? Because these details all exist for a reason. There's a reason for everything that happens. And you've got to be able to understand the reason that's in your environment. You've got to be able to scan your environment. Because if you scan your environment and understand it, there's no reason to say, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, I don't know why that happened. Oh, I'm surprised. I'm confused. I don't get it. You don't get it because you don't know. And you don't know because you didn't look. Because everything starts with self and the ability to perceive the environment of what is happening in 360-degree vision. And we can, and this skill applies everywhere. You know, the meeting room. Who's in the meeting room? What are they doing? They're playing with their phone, they're playing with their pencil, they're playing with their pen, they're reading their notes. What's their focus? What are they wearing? What is, how are they standing? How are they sitting? Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they confused? Look at their eyes. What's in their eyes? You know, there's a lot. There's a lot. If it's a woman, how's her hair? What is she wearing? Why is she wearing it? Is she wearing earrings? Is she wearing a ring? You know, women spend a lot of time caring about their appearance. A lot of time. And I'm not saying good or bad. I got my opinions, but I'm not saying good or bad about anything at all. You do what you need to do for you, and that's that. But women spend a lot of time on their appearance. And so that's what matters. And you can see if they spend a lot of time on their appearance. And you know what? They like to be complimented on it because they've spent a lot of time on it and they care about it. You should be honest in your compliments as well, because that saves time. And you got to be aware of these things. You know, it's like, oh, those are nice earrings. Oh, thank you very much. It's why did you choose those? Or, you know, did you, you pick them yourself? Is it a present? You know, whatever. You know, that's a nice ring. You know, it's the ring's really important, right? You know, it's, oh, that's a nice ring. What's the story? Because everything's got a story behind it, right? You know, that's a great question to ask someone at any point. You know, what's the story behind it? Oh, okay. You know, it's oh, you work for that company. So what's the story behind the company? Where did it come from? How did it get there? You know, all sales, it's a marketing thing. All sales come from interest, and all interest comes from attention. It's a flow, right? So first you have to be attentive to something. You have to care, you have to notice, you have to see the opportunity. And then you have to be interested. You know, and look, in a crazy way, the sale to somebody can be because you notice something about them. Oh, that's a nice necklace, or that's a nice ring, or you know, I like I like your car. What do you think about it? You happy with it? You know, or I noticed this. What's that about? You know, or even asking for, you know, in a crazy but nice way, even asking for help is a way to create the opportunity or opening or door or conversation that needs to be had. And all this comes from scanning the environment. Yeah. You know, I I notice you don't have any hair. Is that because you shave your head or it just doesn't grow? You know, right? And you know, it doesn't have to be a serious thing. You can sort of make a comedy out of it as well. You know, what you drinking? Tea, coffee, whatever. You know. Oh, you got some lunch there. That looks pretty healthy. Blah blah blah. So, scanning the environment. Then, you know, in the room where people have lunch, what are people eating? Why are they eating it? Who's made the healthy choice? Who's made the unhealthy choice? You walk through the supermarket. Who's focused and know what they're buying? Bang, 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 like a military operation. And who's just like wandering around the supermarket because they got nothing else to do, right? Trust me, there's a lot of people just like walking in circles around the supermarket, not sure what they want to buy, waiting for somebody else to tell them what to buy. Um, and that's everywhere. So this environmental awareness is extremely important in the learning process. And it's probably one of the most vital skills that children will ever learn, because one day you're going to walk into a room. It might be a party. It might be a bar. It might be your boyfriend or girlfriend's parents' house. It might be an interview. You're going to walk into a room and you're going to need to know instantly what to say, when to say it, and when to shut the fuck up and keep your mouth closed, because there's certain information that you shouldn't give to certain people because they don't deserve it, or you don't even know if you can trust them with things yet, because trust develops over time. And so the ability to communicate these, the ability to understand these ideas and then communicate effectively based on your own understanding comes from the ability to scan the environment. And I've known this, and I've used this skill with my kids. Like I said, I'll park the car somewhere and I'll ask my kids, what do you see? Tell me what you see. Look around. Disconnect from whatever thought is in your head, because we're all thinking about the next thing that we have to do. So disconnect from whatever that thought is inside your head of where you are. Forget about that. Bring yourself into the present. Look around yourself and tell me what is there, and tell me why it's there, and tell me what it means, and have that ability to scan the environment. And that I've seen that save people's lives. I've seen that skill save people's lives, where they're able to scan the environment and go, this is the wrong place to be. I don't belong here. Right? Stupid example. You're wearing a Liverpool football t-shirt and you walk into a bar and everyone else is wearing a Man United football t-shirt. It's like, oh, football fans, these are my friends. No, no. This is the enemy. Right? You want to maybe find another place for yourself in some circumstances. And so this skill of scanning. And interestingly enough, how if you're on YouTube, these little videos pop up. They give you you should watch this and you should watch that. They got these algorithms for suggestions. One of the videos that popped up last week for me when I was scanning through it was the manager of, I don't know what football team Lionel Messi plays for. I don't follow football, so I don't know what team. He's like the most famous football player in the world, the best player in the world. He plays for some European team, and they were talking to the manager of the team, and they were like, why is he so good? It was like some interview after the World Cup or something, and he said he's so good because he's always doing this. Looking over his right shoulder, looking over his left shoulder, and then they cut to the game, and they show you the game, right? And what they've got cameras on the players, right? And wherever the player looks, they mark. You got computer programs, right, that do all this stuff automatically, right? Wherever the player looks, they mark that area of the field. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like they got these computer programs that, yeah,
Yes.
and they follow the players around. And the player that marked the largest area of the field was Lionel Messi. In every game. In every game, he observed more of the game than any of the other players in the game. He observed more of the game. And they had to use this computer program to get the statistics of who watched what was happening in the game the most. And it was always him. He was always aware of what everyone else was doing, as much as he was aware of his own skills. Now he's super confident, so he's aware of his own abilities, But more than that, he's completely aware of where everybody is all of the time and what they're doing more than anybody else. And that is the skill that raises him even higher. He's great anyway, but this is what makes him, the best of the best, that ability. Now you watch a fighter in a fight or a warrior in a battle, if you get a chance to watch that, it's a weird thing, but they're always scanning, always scanning the room, scanning the place. When you're a young man, you walk into the bar, you're scanning. You're scanning for threats and opportunities. Yeah, threats and opportunities all the time, because that's a lot of what the building blocks of life are: threats and opportunities. And this skill is very important for children, because they'll learn who should be their friends and who should not be their friends. Not just what is happening, but what it means. It's far more important what it means. Yeah. Because the world is full of predators. And the real world is full of predators. And it's not what someone is doing, it's why they're doing it that matters, right? You can help an old lady across the road because you want to help her across the road, or you can help an old lady across the road because because she's an easy target, right? It's not what you're doing, it's why you're doing it that matters. And we all need to get children growing up in the world to understand not what is happening, but why it's happening. The news on television is what, it's not why, it's what. The news on television is what is happening, what has happened, or what happened, and what will happen. There's a lot of predictive programming in there as well, language programming. But getting new words out to people, getting the new phrases out to people. The new normal. That's impossible. You can't have new and normal. Normal means old. That means the old habit. You can't have new normal. It's absolutely impossible. Social distance. You can't have social distance. To be social is to be together, and to be distant is to be apart. You can't have it. It's an oxymoron. It's absolutely impossible for those things to exist. Equal opportunities. It's impossible for that to exist. There's no opportunity is equal. The idea of opportunity is the fact that things are different. Opportunity exists because people are different. And so it can't be equal. Yeah, the starting line of the race is equal, but how you train is not equal. What you wear is not equal. How fast you run and the effort and the energy you put in and what you eat is not equal. There's no such thing as an equal opportunity, really, in life. Right. So that was all about the learning process. So that's about, what kids need to understand, and the fact that parents need to be scanning their children's environment. And then they need to teach that skill to their children. Yeah. You need to know who's going to be good people and who's going to be bad people. Like when you go to the playground as a parent, you know what you do? You look for glass, right? It's not an unusual thing, that older kids have been there and they drunk something and they smashed a bottle or something. It's sad realities of life. Yeah. And you look around. Is it safe? Are my kids going to be okay playing here? You look around, you scan, and that's the essence of the things that need to be learned in order to move forward. Together with other things that you mentioned as well.